We're going to talk about how to find a job in Finland. Actually, the first topic is about the CV content. So in your CV, what are you going to put there? Usually we start with like education or work experience. You're a programmer, then software engineer, are you a test engineer? So try to bullet point and put those important points into your CV. And then of course we discussed what else should we as a software engineer to put in the CV. If you have a really good GitHub account, repos, popular repos, or you have contributed in some popular open source project, do put the link over there and shortly state what you have done. So anything that can wear around your features as a software engineer, you should put in your CV. But do pay attention that if you have a CV, don't put more than 2 pages of content, okay? The HR really hate long CV. They just want you to bullet point the most important things. If you want to add extra information, put a link over there. So that make your CV content looks really concise. If we move on, then definitely we need to know how to send out the CV, right? So to where do we send out the CV? LinkedIn, Indeed.fi, Monster, Seek, all these places. Actually, most of them I don't really know. The second point we discussed is the strategy. For me, what I did is I would ask myself, what do I really want to do? Like recently I decided I want to jump into Salesforce, so I say I want to be a Salesforce developer. So then I just apply for the Salesforce related jobs. But if you are front-end engineer, definitely there's many more jobs open there in the market, so you can apply for many more, like 50 jobs. But do still ask yourself in advance, what do you really want to do? What makes you happy in addition to the salary? So plan your career a bit careful before jumping into the pool. So after that, we also discussed about how much time do we really spend. Let's say if there's a job X, of course you need to check the job description. What do they want? For example, if they want QA, then definitely you need to put your testing related experience on the CV and highlight it on the top. So do pay attention to the job requirement, then somehow accordingly to customize your CV. And the last point, which is also quite important, I think, so consistency. You should be really be constant if you want to find a job, because maybe at the moment of time there's not really good job available in the market, but don't lose hope. So you do need to be constantly open the page and check if there's more job available in the market. What I would recommend everybody to do if you are responsible for your own career is that you open the Excel, then just put all your applied job in the Excel sheet, put the date there as well, and say like a status. Am I already get rejected, or am I still waiting for response? So make a list. Then along the journey, you can track what has happened. Let's assume now we get the interview. So we were asked to join the interview. So first of all, we need to be very clear what type of interview is it? Is it like a phone interview? People just call you? Or is it like a telecom conference interview, people could see your face? Or is it like off-site? So you go to the company and then they book a meeting room and talk with you. So how to prepare for interview? There's also a bunch of free sources in the internet. Just Google that. I think most of them are very useful already. We don't cover it here anymore. How to act in the interview? It's the same thing, so a lot of information. Be confident and really know things that you are working on. If you are a software professional engineer, you do need to know what you're doing, right? You take a long time, you graduated from your university, then you have your working experience, you have done something, you need to know what you have done, right? Then during the interview, when people ask you skills related questions, you need to know and be confident to give them answers. Then let's say several rounds of interview, depends on the the hiring process of different company. Then you get to the final round, which is really exciting for everybody. Usually it's like we select one person out of 2 or 3 candidates. Interesting thing is that we also discussed what kind of questions we will be asked in the final round interview. I put 2 here, which are really interesting. One question is that what is your expected salary? Do your homework beforehand, okay? Check in the market. If you apply for a front-end engineer, for example, what is the common salary in the market? So let's say you did your homework, you expect the salary 3,000 to 4,000. And actually really pay attention to this salary expectation. If you say too low, let's say if you say 3,500, you won't really hit the dream salary. This is the first price tag you give out there. So try to think carefully what's your answer in advance before you enter this final interview round. And then second question, what's your current salary? Which is a really interesting question. I've asked around in the offline session with the software engineers. Actually, there were really HR asking this exact same question. I was really shocked. I don't think any professional HR should even ask this question. So don't say your current salary, okay? So you could answer, I'm not allowed to say that. Then afterwards, after the final round interview, HR would promise you like within a week or 2 weeks to call you back, whether you get the offer or not. And I asked the question, if HR didn't respond anything in time, what would you do? And everybody actually in the session agreed we should approach HR proactively. So just send them an email or call them to ask. Getting an offer. So congratulations if you really get an offer. What to pay attention in the offer? Offer usually comes as a digital version or a paper version. It states many things in details, like your salary per month, like your working hours, like your bonus. Actually, these things are really important for you to check. But if you don't know anything's vague in your offer, ask around, ask professionals, ask lawyers, ask your friends, get help, okay? Just clarify everything. There's no silly questions here in the offer. Once you sign, nothing can be changed afterwards, okay? This is your own responsibility, so take it. So what we discussed about the salary, the working hours. So in Finland, usually 37.5 hours. And then there's a bonus or benefit. So you get some spotty coupons, you get the home internet, you get some other benefits like the bus, car, or phone bills. So it's not just the salary, it's also the benefit. So salary plus the benefits. The final thing is the positioning. I put highlighted in red here. What does it mean positioning here? When you have an offer on your table, who is more eager to get the job or get the guy to working here? Assume I have multiple offers, 2 or 3 offers at hand already. I'm quite confident, right? There's no panic. Or if I have, let's say I have a good savings which can cover me 6 months or 1 year, I don't really need a job that urgently. From the company point of view, they might urgently want to start a project for their customer and they want you to join. There's no other guy applying the job or are as qualified as you, so they want you, they give you an offer. If you're at this status, you ask for better salary, maybe they will accept, right? So there's no harm to ask for at least once, for the salary negotiation. The positioning is super important. Think about it. Leave the current job. Let's say you got the offer, you accept the offer, then you're gonna tell your current company that you're leaving the job. What are you gonna do? Try help your current employer as much as possible, cooperate with them, have meeting with them, do the knowledge transferring to the next guy, write the documentation as much as possible. So do all the things, before leave the current job. First of all, it's professional. You get paid, so you do the job. And secondly, in Finland, it's small, right? You don't know whenever you might be coming back to the same company, or you might reach your current boss in some other companies. So you need to keep your reputation everywhere in the country. And what about my team? So you're working in the team in the current company. When you're leaving, people on the team need to take care of your original tasks, but don't feel guilty. So it's your choice to go out. Everybody has the choice. So if they take more responsibility, more of your job, well, that's just the manager's task. Okay, manager need to hire more people. It's not your fault. Finally, the long-term view, we have discussed a lot. Let's just go through this list here. The first one is constantly polish engineering skill. So as a software engineer, everybody know that we need to keep learning. There's no non-stop. Second one, run career as your own business. I think this is super important. I added to this slide. I also discussed this and throughout this topic in the offline session. So even though you don't have your own company, but think yourself as a company and your boss who are paying you to work over there as your customer. Think like that, then you change your mindset. You are more proactive. You're more thinking from your customer point of view. The customer is keen. You want to help him. You always think on their behalf, especially after long term working the same job with the same salary, you lose the motivation. So think about it. It's your own business. Another one, inbound marketing. I would say this is the top one important thing. Every software engineer needs to have the inbound marketing. When people search your name in Google, they should be able to find you, no matter it's your blog, no matter it's your YouTube video tutorial, or I don't know, open source project. All those things were attributed to your kind of inbound marketing. People should be able to find you, to track you, to know your reputation. Actually, I was also shocked when I'm in this offline session. I asked the engineers, do you guys have a blog? Nobody says yes. Create a blog if you're a writing guy, or if you want to talk like me, you create audio like a podcast. If you also want to practice your video skills like I'm doing here. And another important thing is that the things you are creating, the content you're creating should make value for people. The more value you create to others, the more kind of inbounding marketing you are creating for yourself. Network and people skills. Add people in the LinkedIn, go to the offline sessions, the meetup sessions, and also try to gain a little bit more people skill. People skill is super important. We are working in this kind of dependent world. Everybody needs to work with somebody else. So I truly believe that the software engineers who get paid the most is not those guys with the best skills. It's those guys with reasonably good skills plus great people skills. Last one, self-esteem, self-awareness. So you're climbing the mountain in a software engineer career. You go top, you could be a senior engineer, and you could be leading a team, leading even a big unit. Are you really happy with what you're doing? You get well paid, but well paid doesn't mean you're happy, right? If you're really happy, then I'm really proud of you. You get well paid, you're happy, that's a win-win.